Okay, well, we're going to put this in today, and I am going to tell you if it makes a difference. Also today, we have, get you sort of zoomed out here, some extras. We are going to thread another trigger and polish this up for that stop. I'll show you how to do that. And we are going to install these. Here's the, wait, these are the light. Okay, here we are. Oh wait, that stops. Somewhere in here, this might be it. Okay, finally. We have a light inside, as you know. We're going to go to the match with this nickel sear spring, and I'm going to tell you if I notice any difference in how gritty it is, if it's a smoother trigger, and I'm obviously going to notice a little difference in trigger pull going to the match trigger spring. And I'm going to go and put thread this for a stop and get this all polished up real quick, the metal pieces on this trigger, and then from there we will then assemble everything, and I'll kind of give you a review. Mostly the review is going to be on this. Is it really worth, it was only $3, 3 something. Is it worth the cost? Is there any noticeable difference? And you already know all the work I've done to this, so we'll see. So I'll be right back with the installation, and we'll go from there. But I will say this before I get into it: you must completely strip this frame to install that. That much I do know. Everything else I'm just kind of winging it. So I'll be right back. So through the magic of video, I am back, and I have drilled and tapped this trigger for the over travel stop. And in case you're wondering, that's a metric 3 by 0.05. So let's get on to the video of taking this thing out and putting it back in. Alrighty, so one more time I'm going to show you this so that you can see the part number and what the item's called. Now, something that I want you to make note of is, you can see that tab is sticking down. This part will go with the tab facing the trigger. Now, there is a, you'll see this, but there's a groove. It's, I don't know if you can see my hands here, but it's a slot. And this should just slide down and snap in. Now, I don't have any needle nose pliers, but I'm going to try to grab it with these nippers. Okay, now it has not snapped in yet. Let's see if I've got it in the groove, but I don't want to use those nippers and possibly ruin, because they're side cutters. I'm going to try to push it. There. You heard it snap into place. And I'm just going to take these nippers and just give it a tug. And it is in place. And that's it. That's it to installing it. I thought it was going to be a harder procedure, but it's not really. Let me recap it for you as soon as I can locate the old one. Set it down here, but I have misplaced it, I believe. Ah, here it is. Okay. So essentially, what you're going to do is, see, now this one's not sticking up. But essentially, all you do is go from underneath through like the magwell area, and you push this tab in, and then just pull it out of the slot. And to stick the new one in, your new one, the tab will stick out, and that tab faces the trigger, and you just slide it down in the slot until this tab pops in and behind the groove, and you're done. So what I'm going to do is finish the assembly of my frame, get everything oiled up and inspect the wear on everything since I've done the trigger work. After everything is installed, I will come back and I will tell you whether or not I feel a difference on the spring. But what I will tell you is, in the assembly of this, on the back side of this spring, I will wipe a little bit of oil to help the nickel. So, you know, that's nothing you wouldn't normally do with the one that's black oxided. So let me finish assembly and I will be back. Okay, so here we are. Let me back this out. We have the match return spring, and we have the nickel sear spring. I have oiled and cycled the slide a few times, and I have tried this out. And the gritty feel is 100% gone. The trigger is absolutely, the feel is absolutely smooth as glass. On double action, this is not bad. It's long, but it's great. And some might think why I needed to do a new trigger. Well, I'm going to try to show you here. My old trigger stop was hitting right here. You can see that little mark at the end of this hex wrench right there, and it wasn't hitting up on the flat. Now this one's better, but I'm a perfectionist, so not quite. Let's see, you can see where it's hitting higher. Should have came down just a hair, but I'll take that. That's okay. So, I got all these fuzzies on this thing. So, is the nickel sear spring worth it? Well, if you can install it yourself, and the hardest thing about this whole thing is the trigger return spring, putting it back in, but you don't need to take this out. You really only need to take let's see if I can show you here. You honestly only need to take these out. You will have to take this, the sear, you will have to take the hammer, you'll have to take this and this and this out. And it will make putting the sear spring, the nickel plated flat spring, it'll make that much easier to do. Is it worth it? It's 100% worth it. If you know how to do all this yourself, it rocks. If you're absolutely sick of your HK's gritty feel, then do all the polishing work I did and then install the flat nickel spring, the match trigger return spring, and you have a really good trigger. It doesn't do anything for over travel or the long resets and whatever. It don't work for that, but as far as making it smoother, it's a winner. It's worth the $3 that you pay from HK.